Welcome back to The Average Kitchen. Jamie here. Today we're bringing you another Speedi video. If you're a fan of the channel, which we know you are, you'll know that we've done a couple of Speedi videos. One, the original review. We did one 6 months later after owning it for 6 months. We also compared the Speedi to the Ninja Combi and which one was better between those. We're going back to the Speedi because we think it's still a relevant product and we want to see how it's doing now after almost 3 years since we've owned it. I've had it in my kitchen, the Average Kitchen 2.0, since then, and I will say I don't use it as much as I used to. I used to use it like 4 times a week. I don't use it that much anymore, but the reason is because we're in the Average Kitchen, we review all these products and we get all these different products, so I have the opportunity to use different things, so it's been pushed aside for other products a little bit. That being said, I do still use it once in a while, and my feelings about it haven't changed, which we'll talk about as we go here. So you might have noticed the box of KD. What is this guy making?
The elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room. So what I've done, and we've talked about this in other videos, Ninja has a Speedi recipe builder website. And what you do, and Dan will put the screen record on the screen here so you can see what I did. I went through the recipe builder and I chose all my ingredients. KD, we have corn here, we have chicken thighs, we have some broccoli here. So I went through and chose my ingredients and we're gonna make an all-in-one meal. Now, why did I choose KD? I haven't used a recipe builder in a long time because I've gotten so used to the Speedi that I just make my own meals. So I haven't actually opened it in a while. And when I opened it, I saw boxed mac and cheese was an option. So I thought, I have to choose that. And really, when you look at this meal, I guess the broccoli could get a little expensive depending on where you are, but it's a pretty inexpensive all-in-one meal that's designed to feed like 2 to 4 people. And what I'm gonna do, like I said, I know how to use this already, but I am gonna follow the recipe builder recipe. Start by adding boxed mac and cheese. We'll open our mac and cheese. Take out our cheese, that's for the end. Add 1 box, so we gotta take our crisper tray out. Add 1 box to the bottom. Okay, check. Set aside the cheese packet, we've done that. Any vegetables can be added to the base. So 1 cup of broccoli in. Corn is our other vegetable, so we're gonna do 1 cup of corn. Which 1 cup of corn looks like a lot more than 1 cup of broccoli, but add 2 cups of water. Here we have the 2 cups of water. Add that to the bottom. So it says mix it all up. It's mixed up. I'm gonna leave it like that. It says you can, if you want, put vegetables on the top on the crisper tray with the chicken and they'll make them crispy. In this case, with what I've chosen, I'm happy to have the broccoli as part of the dish.
Who wants crispy vegetables?
Well, good point. So then we put the crisper tray on. This all goes very fast. It is called a Speedi, and it's called that for a reason, because it goes pretty quick, not just the cooking, but the prep. So open our chicken thighs. Now, for you hardcore fans out there, and comment if you've seen this video or if you remember this moment in Average Kitchen history, I made a comment that I do what I'm doing right now, where I take the raw chicken with these tongs, put the chicken in, no big deal, and then when it's ready to flip them, I use the same tongs. Now, many of you roasted me for that, including Mark. Maybe rightfully so, maybe he's right. Maybe I've learned a lesson, maybe it's not the safest thing to do, maybe it's not the cleanest thing to do. We'll use different tongs, we'll wash the tongs. All clean, good to go. So we're gonna season the chicken. Just salt and pepper, nothing crazy. All right.
When does the magic happen?
The magic is about to happen. Now we're gonna close the lid. We have it set to rapid cooker. The other choice is air fry. So we want rapid cooker. Turn it on. Now, it's telling us to select Speedi meals, which it already is selected there. We want 390, which it already is. And now it says 10 to 15 minutes. Now, I've done this many times with these chicken thighs. 12 minutes max should be fine. So I'm gonna change it. 12 minutes. Start. So now it's going to do its preheat thing and get to temperature before the timer starts. So a couple things about this. the whole point of this video, 3 years later, should you still buy it? I think yes, and I think one of our mutual friends actually very recently, within the last week, told me that she still uses this on a recommendation to buy it. She still uses this 4 or 5 times a week to make meals. It's so easy, as you just saw. You throw everything in there, and by the end you're gonna see it all comes out and it's gonna be ready to go. You don't have to do anything else. So if you're cooking the same meal on the stove, you got a pot for the KD, maybe you have a pot to boil the broccoli, the corn I guess you do in the microwave, you have a dish for that. The chicken, maybe that's in the oven, maybe that's on the stove, however you choose to cook that. So you start adding up all those dishes and all that time, or you have this and you just throw it in. It's so simple. It also works as a great air fryer. Like, it actually works really well as an air fryer. And there's also, I believe, a slow cooker. Yeah, slow cooker, which it wouldn't be, it's not the biggest capacity. So I don't know, you wouldn't buy it to be a slow cooker, but if you had it, you could slow cook with it. Like,
Does it dehydrate?
it does dehydrate.
Whoa.
I mean, there's a whole whack of things it does here. The point is, I think if you're looking for one product, what should I buy? What's one thing? This is a real contender, but maybe we'll touch on that later. So timer just went off. We had the Ninja beep that we love so much. Kind of weird opening that way, but tongs, where's tongs? Nice and clean right here.
Not even dry.
Not even dry, nice and clean. So I'll take your chicken off. Oh. Now this was a little bone of contention with people in the comments. I remember when we first did the video, is how do you get that? Well, we questioned it. What's the best way to get this out? Because you can see this little tiny
Nub?
handle, if you want to call it that, that you can pick it up by, but doesn't really give you much. This is how I've always done it, so we'll go with that. Throw that in the sink. All right, so it says, we'll just stir this up here for a sec. Looks pretty good. Of course, we got to add our KD cheese.
Say reserve cheese, it would just say all cheese, right?
Yeah, you'd think. Maybe I missed something. And then it calls for 2 tablespoons of milk. Good enough.
Expertly poured.
Now let's stir that up. Actually, it looks pretty good. Now it says to enjoy. We'll see. So here we go.
Time to enjoy it.
Time to enjoy. Take a couple spoonfuls here.
Does look pretty good.
Does look pretty good. There, I'll go with that for now. So let's cut into our chicken, see where we're at. So it is crispy on the outside, for sure. Looks cooked. Now it's gonna be really hot, of course. So a little broccoli, got some corn in there, some KD, and some chicken. The KD is probably a bit overcooked, if I'm honest. It's a bit mushy, but other than that,
You do like al
dente.
not Dante.
I like dente, maybe it's dante. Other than that, flavor-wise, actually, surprisingly, it's delicious. If you're looking for a quick meal, this is it. So the question we're answering is, 3 years later, should you still buy this unit? We are not affiliated to Ninja. We don't get any money from Ninja. We bought this ourselves 3 years ago. I've been using it. We do get a little commission if you click our link and buy it through Amazon. The link's in the description and the pinned comment, but I would say buy it. I mean, if you're looking for an all-in-one cooker, something that can do these speedy meals with some other functions that you're gonna use here and there, particularly the air fryer probably, it's awesome. It still remains, and Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, probably remains one of the best things we've ever reviewed, best products we've ever reviewed. So if you have any questions about it, ask us in the comments below. Also, let us know where you're from. We always say that. We love hearing where people are from. But that's it for this video. Make sure you watch next time, and we'll see you then.